G'day everyone, welcome to this edition of DURKO's Notebook for the 2026 Monaco Grand Prix. Got a shitload of stuff I want to talk about and make one controversial comment that may piss some people off. Anyway, pull up a pew, sit back, relax and enjoy the show. You wouldn't fucking read about it. So it's an old age question that people have been asking for a long time now is, why the hell does F1 keep returning back to Monaco? The circuit hasn't changed in size, but the cars certainly have. They've gotten bigger and wider, but thankfully for this year they're smaller than they were last year. But I see that it keeps going back for certain reasons. It is an iconic race, it's got a lot of history, and for what it's worth, it is worth a shitload of money, not only to the Principality itself, but to F1 because it draws massive crowds, fill the grandstands, it fills the balconies of the home units, the residential units, and the hotels that are scattered around the circuit. Plus also draws a lot of people, supposed so-called celebrities, to the grid. And we were witness to that on Sunday afternoon. And in particular, two people of Armenian heritage, I should say, that did nothing but bring the sport into disrepute due to their inept, obnoxious attitude they've got. They bring nothing to the sport. They bring nothing to the world itself to make it a better place. And they are just simply advocates for cosmetic surgery. And that's where I'll leave that comment regarding that incident. One thing Martin Brundle did do was he ran into John Watson, the former F1 driver that's been retired for many years now, of course. But Martin asked John what his thoughts were on the Monaco race, and he said, the thing is, and he made a great comment, it's not the first person into the corner at, say, Devont turn one. It's the first person out of it. Because, as I said, it's been an iconic race. We've seen a lot of history there where everyone just piles up at the first turn and they don't get past the entrance to the chapel. So I thought that was a great comment from John Watson, and he explained it really well, is who comes out first is in front, and rather than who gets into that corner first, because they may get taken out. So Max obviously had a shit start. His Ford PU decided to take early leave, and he was out after the first lap. He managed to limp it back. But it's going to be interesting because he's going to turn up to Catalonia, to the Barcelona circuit, with a new PU in the back of that Red Bull. Ford have manufactured one for him, thrown it on the back. So it'll be interesting to see what he can do, because he has had a lot of success there in Spain, and to see how he goes with the new PU, he's just going to thrash it. He's obviously losing interest in racing in F1, and I think he's got nothing to lose other than just flogging the absolute ring out of that car. Now, George Russell, he was the poster boy for all the penalties handed out by the FIA, namely because he went across the pit exit, or the box for the Cadillac garage as it's designated. He cut that line, got a penalty, came in, didn't serve it, got another penalty for not serving the penalty. But then everyone got a penalty later on, which I will explain. Now, obviously Stroll went off. There was some discussion around the service failing at Rascasse after it having been recently resurfaced, but I think some of it's going to come down to driver error. I think Leclerc's incident is completely different because he had brake failure, and he certainly blamed Brembo for that. Now, Hadjar, another guy, got a penalty because they all went through the pit lane when the red flag was declared. When they were trying to get Stroll's car recovered. It was a pit lane bypass, and a shitload of penalties were handed out for everyone for breaching the pit speed limit or breaching the pit exits, going across the various lines that they have. Now, of course, as I said, Leclerc's obviously thrown the Brembo company under the bus for their brakes failing, which Brembo have come back and said, no, it's not our product, it's your use of them. So that's interesting to see what's going to come out of that. Very public dispute there between the manufacturer of the cars and the brakes. Now, I got a question. Obviously, I can see why Russell did it. When we got to the restart, he's come down from the casino section down towards Lowe's hairpin. He's banked everyone up so he gets some clean air to make some space and time for himself when he did have to come in and serve his penalty for the penalty. That was about a penalty. But I am surprised there was no penalty handed, or another penalty handed out to Russell for stacking them up that much at the Lowe's hairpin, because that's not the place to do it. Because obviously we saw Hulkenberg bash into signs. He then turned his Williams into a crab walking sideways car, and then he was obviously taken out before the entrance to the tunnel by Colapinto, which ended Sainz's race completely. But I think it was stupid that Russell was allowed to do it there and not cop a criticism, a warning, a driver's point, whatever, for stacking them up at the lowest hairpin. He shouldn't have done it there. He should have waited till the tunnel or somewhere else where he's got clean air and there's less chance of all the cars having a domino effect and bang into each other. So that's what I want to say on that. I think, I don't know how he got away with it. Obviously, he did it for a reason, but I think it's just a stupid move overall. So you've got to give credit to Kimi Antonelli. He's obviously got into George's headspace and is, again, screwing with it because he's won 5 in a row now and he's won the Monaco race. And he's about 53 points in front of George, so we'll have to see what happens because now Hamilton's in front of Russell in second place for the championship. So it's going to be an interesting time this coming weekend when we go to the Circuit de Catalunya in Barcelona, because it's not the Spanish Grand Prix anymore. That's been handed to Madrid. So this is its own standalone locality race name. So that's what I've got to say about Monaco. Yes, some people are critical of it. Yes, I understand some people say it's a boring race. We shouldn't go there, but it's steeped in history and I can't see F1 walking away from it anytime soon. That's it. I'll be back next week early without any technical issues with the mic, obviously, that I did have. That's why, hence the delay of recording this notebook. Anyway, we're back Monday with the Barcelona-Catalunya Grand Prix notebook. Until then, I say thanks for watching. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.